So I want to welcome you all for coming to today's video. You're most welcome. Welcome to Accounting Made Easy by Zcan. Oh. Now, sometimes after you have prepared your trial balance, you would notice that your accounts, rather your trial balance, did not balance. Now, this is normal as an accounting student. It's bound to happen. There are times your trial balance will not balance. And the reason for this, as you can see, you have, for instance, you can have your sales account, 2,000 naira. On the credit side of your account, so your trial balance, and you have your rent account, 20,000 naira on the debit side. Now, and if you add these two, you have 20,000 naira on the credit, on the debit, sorry, and 50 on the debit, on the credit. Now, our trial balance ought to balance, all things being equal. Well, you can see in this scenario, the account did not balance, and the question is why? And this is because an error occurred. So, be you an accounting student or an accountant, there are times you have posted and then you see that your account, your trial balance did not balance, not your account, your trial balance did not balance. And that is because of errors. And that is what we're talking about in today's video. The errors that prevent our trial balances from balancing. Okay, I welcome you to Accounting Made Easier by Zikan. Are you an accounting student writing ICANN exams, financial account exams, or are you a YX student having accounting to write as one of your papers, or are you an MBA student and you have financial accounting as one of your papers? I got you. I got you. My channel is all about teaching people accounting in a very simplified manner so that you would understand it without even thinking. So let's get right back into the video so that we can flow. Just take a cup of water or whatever makes you feel comfortable and let's flow. Let's flow, let's flow, let's flow, let's flow, let's flow. If you not watch my previous video on trial balance, that is the video you should watch so that you can flow into this class just in case you don't understand what the trial balance is. That is the first video you need to watch. So check out my videos to see one of my accounting series trial balance so you can flow in today's class. So now, like I said earlier on, there are errors that affect your trial balance. And this trial balance error will prevent your trial balance from balancing, as we can see already. And so that brings me to the very first error that prevents our trial balance from balancing. And that error is addition error, which I'll be showing you just in a bit. Let me just give this my darling angel water. We can't do without them. We love them so much. So addition error is the error that occurs maybe when adding, and instead of adding 2 plus 2, 4, you added 2 plus 2 and you wrote 3. It can happen. That is the error that would occur. So I'll be showing you in a bit so we can see clearly how that addition error can affect and prevent your trial balance from balancing. If you had a bit of cough, you have to put her in shape so we can continue our class smoothly. So let me just draw that on the board so that you can see properly and understand clearer what I'm talking about. So now, our addition error, like I said earlier, is one error that can prevent your account, your trial balance from balancing. So let's say in this scenario we have above, we have 50,000 naira on the credit side. On the debit side, you have 20,000 naira and then another 30,000 naira, right? As you can see. Now, when adding, instead of saying 20 plus 30, 50, you said 20 plus 30, 40. And so instead of having 50, you'll be having what? 40. And because of that 40, you see that your account will not balance. This is a very typical error that could occur and will prevent your account from balancing. So, when adding, you should be very careful. Ensure you add correctly. Look at your figures. Accounting requires carefulness. And so, when adding, add correctly and be sure you've added properly. If you're not sure, use your calculator to calculate so you can get the correct thing. So that is one error that you can see that could occur. Another error that could affect your trial balance is posting on the wrong side of the account. What do I mean? I simply mean instead of following your laws of debit and credit, like instead of posting the issue, let's give a typical example. Sale of goods on credit, 50,000 naira, right? Now instead of posting the sales in your sales account on the credit side, 50,000 naira. Instead, you posted it on the debit side, 50,000 naira. Excuse me just a moment. She wanted more water. Now, you posted on the debit side, 50,000 naira instead of on the credit side. And if you do this, you're going to have balance BD, 50,000 naira on the credit side, and then balance BD, balance CD, 50,000 naira on the debit side. Now, you post like that, you have posted wrongly. So this is one typical thing that will make your account, your trial balance, not a balance. Because now in this case, our debit side is going to be over by what? That 50,000 naira. So this is another reason why your trial balance would not balance. You post on the wrong side of the account. Instead of posting on the debit side, you post it on the credit side, or instead of posting on the credit side, post on the debit side, and vice versa. Now, the very next error that could occur while posting is posting the wrong amount. Yes, posting the wrong amount is another example that could prevent your account from what? Balancing. What do I mean? What I simply mean what I simply mean is, like as you can see in this case now, because you posted on the wrong side, or rather because you posted the wrong amount, because instead of posting maybe 5,000 naira, let's say we have sale of good 5,000 naira. Are we together? Instead of writing 5,000 naira, you made a mistake and wrote 50,000 naira. So there's going to be an excess of 45,000 naira. And then when you realize this mistake, you want to correct it. So you go to your financial statement and click on the financial statement, and then you see, this is supposed to be 5, not 50. Alright, so if you now post 50 instead of 5, you now have an excess of 45,000 naira. Now, because of this wrong posting, it's going to go a very long way in affecting our trial, because even the debit side and the credit side are not even aware of what has happened. But you as an individual, you can see, you will know that yes, that this account was posted on the wrong side, and that is why my transaction did not work, balance. So be very careful. Be very, very careful when posting. Ensure that you have 5,000 naira in your transaction. You post using 5,000 naira. If you have 10,000 naira, you post using 10,000 naira. Anything short of this will go a very long way. So let's draw our typical scenario on the board so you can see what they are doing. Alright, so let's do our transaction. Give me a minute, just a very short second. Let me check how I did it. Okay, let me see how we get it. Just give me a minute and I'll be back to you, please. Okay, maybe can't do without these babies. They always need one thing or the other. We have to be patient with them. I don't mean to bore you with this, but you know, she needed some attention, so just excuse me and I'll be right back. Alrighty. We'll take a very short break and then we'll come back and continue the video. Okay, so let's continue now. Our co-host has joined us. He wanted us to carry her, so I have to carry her. So now, let's look at the next error. Posting the wrong amount. That's another error that could affect our trial balance. And then give a typical scenario. Let's say you have a sales of say 50,000 naira sold on credit, or rather sale of 5,000 naira. You sold good on credit 5,000 naira to the customer. Now, instead of writing 5,000 naira in your sales account on the credit side, you went ahead and wrote what 50,000 naira. Now, with this 50,000 naira on the credit side of your sales account, by the time you carry this 50,000 naira, it's going to be our balance CD for the next month. I'll post it on the credit side of our trial balance. You see that our credit side would have an excess of 45,000 naira. So by the time you post other transaction and that 50,000 naira was not corrected, you still posted 50,000 naira, and let's assume that other transaction were written. The credit side is going to have an excess of 45,000. So that is basic one typical error that will prevent your trial balance from posting. So you must be very careful. That's the long and short of everything. But when these errors occur, you should be aware of them. That is why I'm teaching them. So that when this error occurs, you will know what to you know what to do and how to detect it and how to solve the question. So you can see you have 1,000 naira instead of 5,000 naira. At the end of the day, we have 5,000 naira on both sides. So you say, my ledger account is correct now. It's correct. I've done the right thing. You're making out that you're correct. Meanwhile, you have posted the wrong amount. So this can be one typical error that could occur when posting our trial balance. Now, another error that could occur is omission. Total omission. You omit to post a transaction. But let's draw this one I talked about now in our trial balance so that we can see what it looks like. So 50,000 naira, we posted 50,000 naira on the credit side instead of on the debit side. And so the amount ought to be 5,000 naira and not 50,000 naira. So there will be an excess of 45,000 naira. Are we together? Okay, so another error that can occur in our trial balance and make our account not to balance is omission. If you omit to post on you need to post the transaction, you totally forgot, you know You've added what you have on the debit side, on the credit side. It's not balancing. And the reason why it did not balance is because you forgot to post one transaction. You forgot to write one of the account balances in your trial balance. And for that reason, your trial balance can never, ever, 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 ever balance. Why? Because you've omitted one transaction. Are we together? So let's write that down so we can see that properly with a typical example. So that is that. We have sales account on our credit side, 5,000 naira. And then we have 2,000 naira rent account. I want to just show that clearly for us to see. Next account that we have now is our, let's see, my madam is busy writing. Please don't be distracted by her. So we have rent account 2,000 naira. And then we have, excuse me, we have transport account 3,000 naira. We have capital account 50,000 naira. Now, by the time we add this together, you have 5,000 naira on the debit side, and then you have 55,000 naira on the credit side. I say, this account is not balancing. I have 5 and 50,000 naira. That is because you omitted one account, the salary account of what? 50,000 naira. So, a particular account, omission of a particular account can make your trial balance not to balance. So omission is another account, another error that could occur and then prevent your account from balancing. So be very, very careful when picking your account balances. Ensure that you've picked all the accounts. You pick all the accounts, this will happen. But if you're maybe in a rush, you forget, and then you don't see everything. So be careful. Carefulness is highly required as an accountant when doing anything. Are you together? So um reason, the next reason why your trial balance would not balance is if you omitted to post one side of the ledger account. You know that normally when you have a transaction, you're supposed to post on the two side, debit side and credit side of two different accounts. Now, if for any reason you post on only one side of an account, you do not post on the second, you do not post on the second account, the account will not balance. So let's give us a typical example. So we have sale of goods on credit. Sale of goods on credit to the tune of 5,000 naira. So now which account am I going to open? I open two accounts, my sales account and my trade debtors account. Now, instead of posting the transaction that you have for the sales account, instead of posting 5,000 naira on the credit side of the sales account and then corresponding 5,000 naira on the debit side of our trade debtors account, we posted only one leg. We posted just 5,000 naira in your trade debtors account and did not post the corresponding 5,000 naira in your sales account. And so at the end of the day, if you are to balance this account, for instance, you're going to have 5,000 naira showing on your trade debtor. So you link 5,000 naira here onto your trade debtor, and then you omitted posting the corresponding 5,000 naira to your sales account. Now there is absolutely nothing that will make you realize this is an error except you're careful. So being extremely careful is one thing that is very, very important in accounting. Due care is expected. If you take due care when posting your transaction, due care when doing anything regarding accounting, you find that you rarely make any mistake. But if you're in a hurry and you just maybe your eyes did not you don't have eyes for details, or rather you're not careful, you could omit, you know. So we'll be calling this a wrap. Yeah, we're calling this a wrap. But let me just quickly draw this so I can see properly what I'm about to do so that we can flow. So let us do one more transaction. As you can see, we're trying to balance our accounts so that you can, you know, ensure that we are done with everything. So as you can see now, we have debit, trade debt of 5,000 naira, and we don't have anything for our sales. We have zero there. Why? Because we do not post a second leg. Are we together? So these are the errors that would occur and will prevent your account from balancing. And so, like I have been saying very carefully, once you are doing a transaction, you should, as much as possible, ensure that you're very careful. If you're careful, you'll avoid mistakes. So, according to wrap for our class, I want to thank you so very much for making our time to join me for this video. I hope you've learned something. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And if you need accounting tutorial, feel free to reach out to me. Maybe writing WAEC or MBE or ICANN and you're finding accounting difficult, just reach out to me. I'll share my number so you can see and you can send me a mail so that anyone. So you can see that we're calling to wrap now for our class. Thank you so much for taking our time to join us in this video. We'll be joining in our next we're talking about errors that affect our trial balance, and yet the trial balance will still balance. The trial balance will still balance. There are some errors that affect our trial balance, and yet the trial balance will still balance. So this is my number 0708455165 and my email in case you want someone to tutor you in accounting. I love accounting. I want to give you an assurance that by the time I'm done teaching you accounting, you're going to understand it. You will not find anything difficult because accounting is not to be crammed. That is the thing most people believe. They think they have to cram something or cram the formula. No. Accounting is to be understood. Once you understand something in accounting, you find out that you're not going to make errors. So I want to thank you so much for having watched this video to the very end. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and reach out to me if you need someone to guide you. I love accounting. I'll be glad to tutor you to help you pass your ICANN exams, pass your MBA, and pass your YH exam. So from me and my wonderful co-host, wishing us a very beautiful day. Take care, love you, and don't forget, God loves us and God loves you. You're going off now. Next few minutes. See you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Remain blessed and stay good. Peace out. I love you and God bless you real good. Looking forward to seeing my next video. Bye.